Still copying rows from Google Sheets into ClickUp one by one. Here is how to automate the entire workflow in under 3 minutes. Today we are connecting Google Sheets directly to ClickUp using Zapier. By the end of this tutorial, every new row in your spreadsheet will automatically become a ClickUp task with all the details that you need. The first things you need is your own ClickUp account, Zapier, and the sheet that you have all of your current tasks inside of. What we'll do is inside of Zapier, for the trigger, we're going to use Google Sheets. The trigger event, we're going to make it be the new or updated spreadsheet row. And then for the account, we're going to choose our account, and I'm going to add in the one that we need. All right, now we have that Zap account working. We will click configure, and first we're going to choose the spreadsheet, which is going to be this task sheet here. The worksheet is going to be the one worksheet we have, was this sheet 1. And the trigger column is going to be the column called Ready for ClickUp. I would suggest you, if you're using your tasks and you're keeping track of them inside of Google Sheets and you're ready to add them into ClickUp, you want to create a column called Ready for ClickUp. This will be the trigger one, and this is the one that Zapier is going to look at in order to activate the entire Zap itself. Now we'll click continue, and we'll click test trigger. All right, we see that it worked, and it brought up our test sheet. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to go back to our test sheet, and I'm going to put the word yes for Ready for ClickUp. And we're going to adjust this Zap. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to click Find New Rows. And we're going to see the updated data that we'll use to test. The reason we're going to do this is because along with Google Sheets and having ClickUp, I'm going to add in a new action called filter. And this is by Zapier. And what we're doing is we're going to filter the data for that Ready for ClickUp column. And what we're doing is we're going to filter it, and we're going to say only continue the Zap if the Ready for ClickUp column contains the word yes. Because if it doesn't, we don't want our task in Google Sheets to go to ClickUp. So I'll click continue. And as it says, our Zap would have continued because we had the word yes in our sheet for the Ready for ClickUp column. Awesome. Now click continue. Now we're going to bring up ClickUp. And we're going to add this into our list. So we're going to click action event, and we're going to find the create a task item. We already have our ClickUp account, which is our Alliance for Business. We'll use our Alliance for Business workspace. The space we'll do this under, let's see, it should be project management. The folder will be company PM. The list will be super awesome client tracker. And now we're going to give a name. So in our case, I'm going to click the plus button. And in Zapier, we can bring up these different variable data, and we'll use this to name our task something unique. So I'll just put the name of the person as the task name. In the description, I'll put the data that I want to take from Google Sheets. So in our case, we're trying to add in lead info data. So under name, I'll put name. In the description, I also want to have their email and their phone number. And there we go. Now we can assign this person to our different team members. I'll choose Diana, for example. We can add a start date or a due date. We can make the task private or public. But either way, we've created a new task in ClickUp. Now I'm going to click continue, and I'm going to test this. Now I'm going to bring up ClickUp so we can see if this test actually worked successfully. In Zapier, it says it did, but let's go check for ourselves. So now we are in our super awesome client tracker list. And as we see, it looks like our test data did come through from Google Sheets. So now that we know that works, Back in Zapier, we can actually mark this as published. And now anytime any new task is created in Google Sheets, it's going to automatically populate in ClickUp, just like this, via Zapier. So what that means is no more manual data entry, no more switching between tabs. Your task list updates itself based on your spreadsheet data. This works for client lists, lead tracking, content calendars, or any workflow where you collect data in Sheets and you want to manage it inside of ClickUp. Now, do you want this exact template plus 100 plus more automation workflows? Then join the inFlow community for career professionals who want to learn AI and automation for their side hustle. Link in bio and in description. Build systems that work while you do. Be inFlow. See you soon.